Exposure to sunlight is extremely important to get vitamin D. But do you know that exposure to sunlight is also responsible for development of skin cancer? Then what should you do? Should we avoid exposure to sun? So in this video you will get the answer. So first of all, sun exposure. Now, if you concern about if you tell about vitamin D, then exposure to sun is extremely important. Why? Because I mean, some people tell that dietary sources of vitamin D, but I am telling you that our daily requirements of vitamin D is approximately 15 microgram per day if I talk about adult person. So there is no such food in the universe which can meet the requirement of vitamin D. So no food is sufficient to get the enough amount of vitamin D which is recommended dietary allowance. So exposure to sunlight is the only option, only natural option to get vitamin D. Otherwise, you can take artificial supplement as well. There is no problem. So the problem is that if you expose to sunlight, then there is an increasing risk of skin cancer or melanoma. Melanoma is a very dangerous type of skin cancer, malignant skin cancer. So if you want to avoid it, then dermatologists recommend to avoid sun exposure. Now there is debate of two types of medical specialty. One is internal medicine, another is dermatology. So internal medicine specialist mainly concerned about vitamin D, because if you do not meet the requirement of vitamin D, then what will happen? Your bone become weak. So your bones become weak, and you develop osteoporosis ultimately. Because vitamin D is extremely important to absorb your calcium, so that your calcium can deposit in inside your bone. So this is important. So if you don't get enough amount of vitamin D, then you will not get enough amount of calcium, and as a result, your bones become weak. Now, uh, previously there was no such concern regarding sun exposure, because there was no such harm. But nowadays there is a problem, because due to climate changes there is ozone layer in our atmosphere, and this ozone layer becomes thin, so that so much ultraviolet radiation comes in the earth, which this ultraviolet radiation is responsible for development of cancer. And dermatologist, the skin physician, I mean skin specialist doctors, they are highly concerned regarding sun exposure because of this skin cancer. And in dermatology books also, it is recommended to use sunscreen, and it is very much common to use sunscreen nowadays to avoid sun exposure, and to wear white hat, white brimmed hat. So what you can do? There is a double-ended sword. If you expose to sun, then there is a problem. If you don't expose to sun, then also there is a problem. You cannot get enough amount of vitamin D, and you develop vitamin D deficiency. So ultimate solution is very simple. Get supplement. The supplement is very much available nowadays. So you can get vitamin D supplementation. It is extremely easy. And one is your solution syrup form, another is your capsule form. So two forms are available in market, syrup and capsule. Vitamin D and vitamin B12, there are two vitamins which are important to take from outside, I mean as a form of supplements. And I do not recommend any other type of supplement. I do not recommend any protein powder, any other types of vitamins or any multivitamins or anything. I recommend only two things, vitamin D and vitamin B12. And along with, you can also take folic acid. Why? Because if you don't take from outside, and there is a serious deficiency, then it will be problematic. And other vitamins, other proteins, carbohydrate, all these things can be uh, achieved via your diet. So there is no problem. Now, during how you can take vitamin D. So I recommend to meet your nearest physician so that you can get the enough dose of vitamin D, because it is very important. There are, two types of dose. One is like 2000 international unit. So per 5 ml, if you get syrup, then 2000 international unit per 5 ml. Now this is generally recommended for daily uses, for general uses. But another type of syrup or another type of capsule is basically 60,000 international unit. Now this 60,000 international unit is not used for general purpose. It is only used to uh, uh, meet the requirement of severe deficiency. So if any person have already established vitamin D deficiency, then only you will get this 60,000 international unit supplementation. There are 600,000 international unit of vitamin D injection also, which is applicable for severe vitamin D deficiency. So it is very much important to meet your nearest physician so that you can get the enough dose. Otherwise, what will happen if you take too much amount of supplement? Then also it will be problematic, and there is huge side effect of too much amount of supplementation. What are the side effects? I mean, uh, there are some little bit amount of side effects also present, symptomatic, like your nausea, then abdominal pain, and loss of appetite, and all these things. But there are some severe side effects as well, like your calcium will increase in your blood if you take too much amount of vitamin D. So that hypercalcemia. So due to this hypercalcemia, there may be rhythm disturbance of heart. So arrhythmia. There will be kidney problem, kidney stone may develop. There may be some other complications as well. So please note down the appropriate dose from your nearest physician before taking supplement. So it is important. So I hope that you have understood some important concepts regarding vitamin D. And what should you do? Should you expose to sunlight? If you want, then you can expose. 10 minutes, 15 minutes per day. So thank you for watching this video. Stay healthy, stay tuned.